Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Zamboni Talk. Before we get started today, I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in. And if I could ask kindly, please like and subscribe. And as always, any thoughts on the matter, any disagreements, any discord at all, let's put it down in the comment section below so we can get talking and get a community going with this channel. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking about recently that I think could be beneficial to a lot of people, and is kind of going against the mainstream thinking, and that is that I believe that you should sometimes, in certain situations, but definitely for a lot of younger people, you should put yourself in situations where you have to figure things out. Because what I do a lot of times is in my vocabulary, in my life, I don't say that I can't do something, that things aren't possible. If somebody invites me to something, if I see a networking event, see a traveling opportunity, see a opportunity where I can accentuate and better myself, and I know it's going to be beneficial for me, but maybe at the time I don't necessarily have the time off, or I don't necessarily have the money at that certain time. I don't use that as an excuse to not do things. So this is what I wanted to get at. As sometimes I rack up bills on my cards that I know at the time that I can't really pay this today. However, I know that if I stretch myself a little bit thin and I push myself to make these things possible, that I know I find a way to make things happen. That's what I do. So, for example, right now, this is the holiday season. I have trips I need to book right now for conferences that I need to go to. And along with a couple other things that I have going on in my personal life right now, which requires expenses and time, and that I don't have right now. I literally do not have them right now, but I am making them work. I am switching shifts around at work. I'm doing my best to work extra here, cut off time there, and then at the end of the day, whenever I find myself in situations like this, if I think that in my life I have to make things happen, I will make them happen. And this goes back to a lesson that I learned from, it was actually Tom Platz, and he is a famous bodybuilder back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, back in the Arnold kind of era of bodybuilding. And I'm not a competitive bodybuilder or anything along those lines. I've done a couple bodybuilding shows because I wanted to challenge my body, and I think that's really beneficial for everyone in their life to do something like that. However, I did go to a squatting clinic of his, and in this squatting clinic, it cost me $300 for a 4-hour squatting clinic with Tom Platz. And now that I look back on it, I was thinking at the time $300 was a lot, but that was the best money I've ever spent, because in that squat rack, it meant so much more than just squatting. That was such a small part of it. The actual form of squatting, having the weight on your back, was really a sideshow to what I actually learned in that squat rack in those 4 hours. He taught me self-belief. He taught me that when you think you're done, and that when you think you have nothing left, that you're probably somewhere around 30 or 40% of your total maximum capacity. And that's the case with squats, and that's the case with life. As a lot of times, when we're doing an activity or life in general, we put a governor on ourselves. And we like to think or we're taught from a young age that if there's something's painful, that to shy away from it, not to dive right into it, not to go head on. And during those 4 hours with Tom Platz, it really changed my life, because that was where my mindset shift started, and where I started to believe that anything was possible. And that has gone into other aspects of my life, where now I have real rental property. I have a stock portfolio that has doubled in the last year, that has grown to quite a substantial amount now, that I'm able to fly business class whenever I want now, because I've figured out how to use debt and credit card points. And it's allowed me to network with some famous people through online and through different endeavors that I never thought was going to be possible in my life. This is all things that really this opened the door to. So I circle back to what I started this video on, and what the topic was really on, is that if you don't stretch yourself and put yourself in these really stressful situations, as I did with Tom Platz, when I had 225 pounds on my back and I was doing 50 reps with that kind of weight, and that was an extremely painful, stressful situation. And in ways, it's the same thing that I do every day now. Is I put myself in these situations where I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I don't know how I'm going to get this done. I don't know if I'm going to have money for things tomorrow. If I invest in myself, and if I attend all these business conferences and things I have to do in my life that I don't have the time or the money for, if I stretch myself to do those, and then I find a way to get past those, it's just each time you do that, you start to build this resilience in your mind, and you start to develop another callus. And that is so powerful. And I believe that's something that majority of people, very high majority of people, do not have in this world, because it's something they're not taught, or like I say, it doesn't even enter their mindset. So I hope that in life, and I hope that nobody takes this the wrong way, and to not do anything destructive or illegal, or anything that was going to hurt your family or put anybody in danger. But in terms of staying within the realms of being legal and fulfilling your obligations as for your family, or whatever your else, or friends, or business colleagues, or whoever else you have in your life, if you could stay within the realms of those areas, and still you're able to push yourself and accomplish things on a daily basis that you or nobody else thought was possible to begin with, that is so powerful. And I hope that anybody watching this video, anybody listening, can experience that. And that's what I really challenge you to do. So if you see something in your life that you want to do, but like I say, you don't have the time or the money, or you don't have the mental fortitude to do it at this time, just do it. Right? Just get it done, and then work backwards. Find your way to make it happen, because that's the only way. And when I was with Tom Platz, he used to say, you either get the squat done, or somebody's got a gun to your baby's head, and they're going to pull the trigger, and you're going to lose somebody you love. So you make a choice right now. You get 5 more reps, or somebody you love is going to die. So just think about that. Think about how serious that is. Think about the importance of it. And think about what you would get done if that was the ultimatum. So I leave you with that. And once again, Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next episode of the Daily Zamboni.